We just some apes. Radio. Going ape shit. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about you, but we some apes. Smoking on the loud. Watch me skate. I don't know about you, but we some apes. Smoking on the loud. Watch me skate. I don't know about you, but we some apes. Smoking on the loud. Watch me skate. I don't know about you, but we some apes. Smoking on the loud. Watch me skate. I don't know about you, but I'm an ape. Smoking on this foul. Eliminate. I don't know about you, but we can relate. Time is of the essence, so you know I can't wait. I don't know about you, but I can't wait. You can still be broke, and they all.
What it do, you? To today's video, I'm gonna chime in with a quick impromptu video. In today's video, I want to talk about stay down until you come up, so prosperity can settle in, right? Yes, stay down until you come up, until prosperity can settle in. Now listen, before I elaborate on that specific title / topic, I want to say this, right? So a couple days ago, I had booked a lift or whatever, right? And you know me, I don't really know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking it's just another asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just being honest. I think it's just like another fucking lizard that's driving or whatever. And this guy was a Mexican, by the way. And shout out to all the good Mexicans out there, the good ones. Shout out to the good Mexicans out there. You feel me? Because it is a lot of good ones that's out there. It's mostly definitely a lot of racists and a lot of bad ones, but it's a lot of good black people, so-called black people. It's a lot of bad so-called black people, and it's a lot of racist so-called black people. That's true. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, this guy, he was talking to me about God the whole ride. And the ride was about 25, 30 minutes, right? From where I was going, from where I started to where I was going, it was about 25, 30 minutes, whatever, right? And of course, you know me, I know a lot about the Most High, I know a lot about God or whatever, right? But remember, I never met this guy before. Our paths never crossed until that day, but our paths never crossed, never met this individual. Don't know this individual or whatever, right? So me personally, you know what I'm saying, I'm deep into the spirituality. You gotta remember, spirituality is totally different from religion. Religion, in my opinion, is the thing that was put in there. I think religion is like a wedge. It was put like just in the mix to kind of like separate people from like spirituality to like, I don't know, like to separate spirituality from like, I don't know, what would you call it? I don't fucking know, like organization or some shit like that, because really religion is nothing but a big ass organization. Let's just call it for what it is. But anyway, so I personally believe that, that God can send you angels or messengers to give you warnings, or also to give you like just messages or whatever, right? And this basically, what happened in this instance is, like I said, I never crossed paths with this individual before or anything like that. You see what I'm saying? So when I get in the car, you know what I'm saying, introduce yourself to me. First thing you say, is God sent me here to pick you up. Now, you know, the average person that's not spiritual, and don't get me wrong, a lot of religious people, they got some spirituality in their body, some. They don't have a lot, like, you know what I mean? Because you got the hardcore religious people that's this. I don't believe in that other shit, you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. But like I said, I think religion was like a wedge. Like, I'm not saying it's necessarily bad, but the way that it's implemented in this system and the way that it affects people, I could say it's bad in that way per se. Because it's like, oh, if you're not this religion, we don't like you. If you're not this religion, we don't like you. Damn, that pollution smell bad. But it's like, if you're not this religion or this whatever, you know what I'm saying, we going against you. You know, like weird type shit. So that's my take on that. But anyway, the whole ride, the guy was talking to me about God. Little did he know, hey, good morning. Little did he know, he doesn't, I know, like I said, I don't know this guy. He never met me, I never met him. He don't know how much that I know. So he was like, you know, God sent me here to pick you up. If this was the average person, they'd be like, this motherfucker crazy, what this fool on, let me out this car, give me a different driver. You know what I'm saying? That's just the reality of it. Or they'll try to put their headphones in to be quiet. So I said, yes. I said, I know. I said, I figured, you know, God was going to send a messenger to me soon to give me reassurance. And this past week, you know, it's kind of been rough or whatever, but it's more of a learning experience for me. Really, it's a review lesson. Because it's like, when you sit back, you let the Most High provide for you, you have to have patience. You can't try to rush it, or you can't really try to, you know, as humans, we try to fix stuff ourselves and only make it worse. And that's pretty much what he was talking to me about, right? He said, God is love. I said, you're absolutely correct. I said, you're absolutely correct. And that's what the lift driver said. He said, God is love. I said, you're absolutely correct. And he said, you know, as humans, you know, we always try to fix a situation. And this guy talked to me like he knew me for like 10 plus years. That's how the energy was, the flow was, you know what I'm saying? And he was just like, as humans, we mess things up. We take things into our hands, and we're not supposed to. We're supposed to let God handle it because God is love. He said, as humans, we try to fix things and only end up making it worse. And I'm like, yeah, you gotta be an angel / messenger that God sent to me to give me reassurance, because that's some deep shit. Like, you know what I mean? It's simple, but it's deep. So he was asking me, like, do you got a job? Do you work? You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. And I was like, yeah, I just had a job. But I said, I just came from an interview. Like, right before he picked me up, I literally just came from another job interview for a better job. You know what I'm saying? That's paying me more. You know, it's more along my worth. You know what I mean? They ain't trying to lowball me or try to finesse, none of that shit. So I know that this was legit. I know he wasn't just making shit up, or he wasn't just like a Bible nut. You know what I'm saying? So then when he said that, I started opening my mouth, pause, and I was like, okay, I know about the Bible. I have a Bible too. You know what I mean? I read the Bible too. And I said my favorite scripture is Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12, I think it is For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but we wrestle against principalities of the air, spiritual wickedness in high places. I can't memorize the whole quote off the top of my head, but you know what I'm saying. And he was like, wow. He was like, I'm surprised you know that. And I was like, yeah. I was like, you can't judge a book by its cover. You know what I'm saying? And when he said God is love, it really spoke to me because as humans, we act off emotions and we could be creatures of hate, or we could be creatures of negative energy, which is it's not good, but it's not necessarily bad either, because you know what I'm saying, it's like, this is earth, it's a human experience, you know what I'm saying, you're a soul having a human experience, you see what I'm saying? But don't get me wrong, like sitting, like just having a negative energy or dwelling on like negative stuff, it is bad because it's only affecting you. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, it's not good because we could just do better. Let's just put it like that, right? So jump back to it. He was like, he was just asking me shit. He was like, so you got a job? I'm like, yeah, I just had one or whatever. And I'm like, I felt a better opportunity. And that's an interview I had just came from that same day, probably like an hour later or something like that. Dude picked me up an hour later after the interview I had. And he was asking me what kind of company it is and stuff like that. And I was telling him the pay. And he was like, wow. He was like, congratulations, I'm proud of you. And I was like, I think the interview went well. I was like, thank you. I think the interview went well. Things of that nature. I'm just waiting for a call back. This was before the 4th of July weekend or whatever. And tell him about that. And then he was just like, congratulations, I'm proud of you. I'm like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like a humbling experience for me, because I'm just like, damn, like, okay, now I know for a fact that this is a real messenger. You know what I mean? Because the stuff he said, it resonated with me. And the stuff I'm saying back to him, it resonates with him too. So it's like, we feeding off each other energy. You know what I mean? So then he get a phone call. He like, can I take this phone call? I'm like, yeah, go for it. So I guess apparently, it was his wife or whatever he was on the phone with, but they was in the middle of a divorce or something like that. And he was just saying like how she trying to take all his money and, you know what I'm saying, just leave him out here like messed up and shit. He was like, that's why I was saying, this is what the driver said. He was like, that's why I was saying, you can't, as a human, you can't try to put matters into your own hands and handle it, because you only end up making it worse. I told this, I said, yeah. But I said, from my experience of just what I went through and stuff like that, this dude was way older than me or whatever. But I'm like, just from my experience, you know what I'm saying? Because age don't necessarily really matter either, because it does, but each individual soul experiences different shit in their life at different ages. You know what I mean? You got a whole bunch of young souls that could be young souls that's going through a whole bunch of shit, because that's what they soul have to experience. You see what I'm saying? Then you got a whole bunch of old souls that came back, such as myself, that's young in human form, that still has to go through a whole bunch of shit, because vice versa. Earth is a learning planet. It's a planet you come back to learn, you come back to grow, you come back to pay back your karma, whether it's good or bad. And I told him, I said, from my experience, best thing I can tell you is to learn patience. And I said, I'm not 100% patient. I said, I'm not 100% patient. But I said, that would be the best thing for you to do, is to learn patience, because once you learn patience, you feel me, like, you'll be able to sit back and let things play out however they're going to play out. And then he was just like blown away and shit. He was just like blown away and shit because he just didn't expect, you know what I'm saying? He just didn't expect somebody as young as me or whatever, or even in general, he didn't even expect me to, you know what I mean? Like, know that type of shit. So it made sense, and I'm like, okay, cool. I don't think it was just like that. I think he just in general, like, fuck, hold on. I think it was just like some in general shit, like, I don't think he really expected that. Hey, good morning. So I don't really think he expected that, not like necessarily like age-wise, but I think just in general. I think just in general, he just didn't expect that because, you know, nowadays most people not really into like the Bible stuff. And even if they are, it's more like they just go for like the same like quotes that you get in like a what you call it? Man, what's the word? I don't want to say modern day church. It's not a modern day church. Like in a, I can't think of the word right now. It's a word that I'm trying to say. But like in a, just like in like a, like you say, like an everyday church, whatever. How you give you the prosperity quotes and different stuff like that. But yeah, they usually focus on that part. But I mean, like, just in the Bible in general, like, actually going through it, reading it, dissecting it, and understanding it on a deeper level. And I don't think he was, like, expecting, like, me to know as much as I know. Let's just put it like that. So when I told him that, like, he just got to practice patience, it was just simple, but it blew him away because nobody ever told him that before. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is just, like, I wasn't trying to make this message this long or whatever, but I just have to explain that because it's like, you right now who watching this video, or person next to you, or somebody else overseas, or somebody, whatever, wherever the fuck they at. You know what I'm saying? They watching this, and they just had an angel / messenger be sent to them to wake them up, give them a hint. They probably didn't even recognize it. They probably didn't even notice it. See what I'm saying? But now that I dropped this video and that you watch it, it's gonna wake you up and you're gonna pay more attention to your surroundings. You're gonna be like, damn, the whole time I did meet some random individual and they helped me on my journey. And when they helped you on your journey, they probably gave you some words of wisdom. They could have gave you $5. They could have, you know, say, gave you a water bottle, anything. But they helped you on your journey survive just a little bit longer. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it, and that's how I am looking at it. Like, it's just deeper. You know what I mean? So it's just like, wake the damn up. More videos coming soon.